Fc6 Chapter 6 Raw Food Living. Raw, the ideal fast food. Food prep made easy. In our modern world, we all get trapped in the fast lane and possibly eating unhealthy, energy-depleted foods, which as a consequence puts us in an energy deficiency, and again us trying to stimulate the body with artificial boosters in order to keep going. Raw food is the ideal fast food for the modern world. It gives us the best and fastest, easy to digest fuel and does not get us trapped in the yo-yo life. Think about having fruit smoothies, banana shakes, superfood drinks, a fruit meal, a salad, and some nuts and seeds. Funny enough, most of us do not consider this as food or being a meal. This is the best meal and the best food, and the old way of eating has nothing to do with food because it is just fill up, poor entertainment, and not giving us anything. We still wonder why we collapse in the fast lane. The modern fast foods are a fast way to deplete one's energy, immune system, the fast way to physical, emotional, and mental imbalances, and definitely the fastest way to the hospital or the grave. Our body is a live organism. Visualize it being a garden, with bones and skins and muscles being the soil, plants and trees being organs, and nerves, limbs and blood, rivers flowing through it. When we take the tissue away from the organs and look at the veins and nerves, are they not looking like plants? We are the gardeners of this garden, and it is up to us what will happen and what will come from it. We water the garden with coffee, teas and sodas and alcohol. We use cooked and processed foods, food packed with artificial ingredients and chemicals as fertilizer. We do not expose the garden to fresh air and sunshine and trying to produce things all year round without giving it a proper break and sufficient rest. The rivers are polluted with poisoned thoughts and sluggish and contaminated. The gardener, looking at this garden with mold and garbage in which nothing really grows, is mainly talking harsh words and complaining. Plant fresh and raw foods in the garden, water it with real water, clean it on a regular basis, expose it to fresh air and sunlight, talk with the plants and trees, and give it proper breaks and rest, and see what happens. Nobody needs to be a scientist to figure this out. We do not look at our body as a garden, but use it more as a dumpster or restricted area for poisonous waste. We do not take charge and give over the control of our garden. And is it not that the more we have others working in our garden, that the less it belongs to us? Through raw food living, we have some control over the food quality and the health of our life. Look at life in general and come to the conclusion that we have very little control over anything, and we endlessly talk about freedom. Most of our actions and reactions, behaviors and habits are conditioned. The weather controls us, the economy, and our body needs. The body needs to eat, work and sleep. It needs to be washed and to be dressed up, and we need to go to the bathroom. We are part of a family, community, the planet, and planets are controlling us in one way or another. The control, which is in our hands, is how we deal with our mind and all the things controlling us. This is the real power in our reach. We may not be able to change anything around us, but we all have the power to decide what we put into our mouth and take care of our body garden. Last but definitely not least is to understand that most of the makeup of the body is microcosmic life forms, bacteria and viruses. The earth, the soil and everything around us is from the same main composition, and between the two is a life living connection and balance. See what we do to the lands on which the produce grows. invaded with artificial fertilizers, pesticides, and genetically manipulated seeds, and poisoning the waters and air around us, just like we do with the body. The ecosystem and natural interchange to constantly re-establish harmony is completely disturbed. See the list of diseases growing every day, and bacteria and viruses overpowering our fragile immune system. Life forms that normally live in us, in the soil and around us in harmony. The fast life of the consumer society, in which everything needs to be instant and fast, is consuming our health and life on the planet. Maybe it's time to switch fast, and hopefully we can still turn things around. We will see what each individual is willing to do, or just closing our eyes and continuing the same destructive way and hoping that everything will be okay. It will not. When we as individuals do not take the first step, and maybe raw food living is one of these steps. When we still think instant and fast, go for it and see how fast things change for the better.